Hi, today I want to discuss making people happy. It's very easy as a business owner to get obsessed with making everybody happy. By nature, we are problem solvers. A lot of the problems that we deal with every day, such as how do I pay my staff when I've had a bad quarter? How do I pay my rent when I've had a bad month? How do I figure out how to get more business so that I can afford to pay these people? How do I get this school to agree to use us over another business? These are all problems, and as business owners, we exist to solve problems. And one big problem that we like to solve is, how do I make this person a happy customer? And a lot of the times we take it personally when we can't make somebody a happy customer. What I'm here to tell you is that sometimes you cannot make somebody happy, and you need to learn how to be okay with this. It is okay to fail at making people happy at certain times. I'm going to explain this through a real experience that we had at my business. Somebody comes in needing the top case and their keyboard replaced on a particular computer. Now, there's a reason that I was very, very afraid to replace this person's top case. While their keyboard had a few malfunctions, their top case was perfect. Let's put perfect up here. Now, if something is broken, let's put broken down here, I have everywhere between here and here to land to make them happy. As long as I'm above broken, I'm doing it on my job. But if something is perfect, I have nowhere to go but down, because when you start at perfect, you cannot go down. So if it's perfect, at best, I'm going to be charging them money to keep them where they are. And I've always felt uncomfortable about this, and it's why if somebody comes in and everything already works, I'm not touching that shit. If something is perfect, fuck if I'm going to enter the equation to potentially make it worse. So I try to nudge him towards just replacing the keyboard, but he demands to replace the keyboard in the top case. So I go ahead, I quote him the price for it, and I order a piece. Now, unfortunately, for this particular machine, the top case is not available in new condition from anywhere. There's one vendor selling this 95% new top case, and I'm not going to say the name of the vendor because that would be unprofessional, but I will say that the name of their company rhymes with haiku. So I buy this top case, and it's 95% new, and when it comes in, it's got this huge fucking gash in it, like somebody just took a box cutter, the blunt end of it, and just stabbed the shit out of it, right in the area next to the trackpad, the part that your eyes immediately look at when first looking at it to see if it's a quality part. Great, thanks asshole. The 5% that's not perfect is the 5% that I can see from half a fucking mile away. Thank you so much. Anyway, so we explain to him what happened, and we offer him a 50% discount off of the entire service if he will just take this thing as it is. And of course, he started at perfect. Do I blame him for wanting it to be at the very least, between perfect and good opposed to perfect and scratched? No, not at all. That's what he should get because that's what he wanted. So we give it to him and say, I'm sorry, we will reorder this piece. And we realize that there is literally no such thing as a new one from anywhere. It just doesn't exist. So we explain the situation and ask him to come to the store. And we say, let's change his name. Let's say his name is Johnny. And we say, Johnny, do you want this? We cannot find this in a new condition. This does not exist new. This is as close as it's going to get. Please inspect this and tell me if you'd like this installed or if you would simply like all of your money back. I'm more than happy to entertain either option. Or if you just want the keyboard replaced on your original but perfect top case, we can also do that. So we show it to him. Johnny spends no less than 10 minutes of OCD looking at it. It's not like, no, he spends 10 minutes turning it. This, using the LED lighting in the storefront and the sunlight outside to figure out if there's any way he can see different blemishes. And he says, I want this. This is okay. That is my idea of a verbal agreement that once I put this in your computer, we will be done. Well, he gets the part installed, and then he emails me at around 1 or 2 in the morning to say that, this one key is not working properly. I apologize profusely because I am actually up reading my email at 1 in the morning and tell him bring it on and we'll fix it, and we'll be very happy to fix that for you. Now, the one key that he says is not working, it's not actually not working, it simply feels funny. I cannot for the fucking life of me figure out what he means, and neither can the technician because he's touching it and it feels the same as every other key. And so we decided let's just replace the key anyway. Here's where my technician made a key mistake. He replaced the key in front of the customer instead of letting the customer think that we replaced the entire keyboard. So he gets it back, and I get an email at 1 in the morning, even after he told the technician, this feels fine, this feels great after we replaced it. I get an email at 1 in the morning again going, I cannot accept this. I'm sorry, I didn't mention it before, but I paid for a new keyboard. You put in a new keyboard, but then you replaced the key on it because it didn't feel right. I want the entire keyboard replaced. He didn't even say that it felt funny. He simply is pissed off that we replaced one key instead of replacing the entire keyboard for the second time when nothing was even wrong with it. So we go ahead and I email me, I say, you know what? I apologize profusely for this. Bring it back and I'm more than happy to give him a new keyboard. At this point, I copy and paste this conversation to my technician. And you can guess what he says. He goes, really? Wow. What are you talking about? You mean I talked to this guy and I told him, what do you think? Does this key feel good? And he goes, yes, thank you very much, and he left. And he says, we need to get rid of this. This guy's out of his mind. Give him back his money. I said, you know what? I'm going to go back to that video where I talked about how you may not be wrong, but you're always at fault. I said, if we had gotten a perfect top case in the first place, he would have confidence in us. And maybe the key did feel weird. And you did only replace the key instead of replacing the keyboard. I still think we can make this person happy. And here's where I'm going to do something weird, very rare, and I'm going to admit that I'm wrong and that my employee is right on camera. For many of my failings as a boss, one of the positive qualities I think I have is that when I am wrong and an employee is right, I will tell them and I'll admit it. And I admit, in this case, I was very, very wrong, and here's why. Right after I get done Google chatting my technician, I get another email that's like 2 or 4 or 5 fucking pages going on and on and on about how he took a picture with his camera and zoomed in on it and noticed that there was like a mark that I could not see. And said that we were, scammers, cheaters, liars, and if we can get a new one, that's great, but if we can't get a new one, he's pissed off and blah, 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 and, just going on like scammer, liar. Other people have told me that you are a liar too. I read on internet, and I at this point, I'm just, I don't know what to say. If you don't like what I gave you, and what I gave you is totally different than what I offered, that's one thing, but when I say, what do you think of this? Do you want this? And you say yes. And now you say, I am a liar, cheater, and scammer for giving you what you agreed to. What the fuck is wrong with you? At this point, I explained very kindly and professionally, we cannot make you happy. I would like to just give you your original parts back and give you a full refund. Here is why. You can tell me that you like something now, but when you get home at 3 in the morning, you will say that I'm a liar and cheater and a scammer. So there's no communication. I will never know when I have made you happy because you'll tell me that I've made you happy, but when you get home, I will have not made you happy. And if it's that easy for it to change, I'll never actually know when I'm satisfying you. So I cannot do business with you. Now at this point, I was really actually hoping that he was going to bring this in and that I was going to see a bunch of scratches and marks on it. I know this is ridiculous, but a small part of my brain actually wanted to be right. I wanted to be able to look at my tech and say, I told you so, we could have made this guy happy, how did you give him this? This is disgusting. And when he brought it in, my heart sunk, because I'm looking at this like, how in fuck's name did you find anything wrong with this? This top case is perfect. There is nothing wrong with it. You are out of your goddamn mind. And that is why I don't fix things for people if they started at perfect, because it never ends right. And when somebody actually wants to give me $50 or $100 or $150 or $200, $300 to make something that's perfect, just as perfect, they have to have something wrong with them because they want to spend money to fix something that's not broken. So, I'm not right. I look at this and I'm like, fail. You know what? You were correct. This person is out of their mind. And I think I understand what it is that happens. And we have an inside shop joke going about this now. I think this is like one of those Hannibal Lecter or serial killer movies where the kid himself is actually fine, but he goes home to his overbearing mother, and his overbearing mother goes, Johnny, let me see what you spent money on today. And she looks at it and goes, Johnny, you let that repair shop screw you again, Johnny? What is this? And then Johnny runs back to his room and goes on his fucking electron microscope with a digital camera and zooms in 1,000 times to find something. and then, emails me at 3:30 in the morning mad. And we're just laughing at the idea of this person who's steaming, boiling, crazy mad. How mad you have to be to stay up until 4 in the goddamn morning going, I think you are a liar, cheater, scammer. And we have a little bit of an inside shop joke going on this now, where, if somebody who has a severe form of OCD comes in, the technician will look at me and go, Johnny! And we'll all have a little bit of a laugh while the receptionist tells this person why it is we can't fix their computer. And we eventually, put his old stuff back in there and just got him the fuck out of here and gave him the business card of a nearby competitor who I'm sure is more than happy to charge him 8 times what I did to deal with his bullshit. Point being, you simply cannot always make everybody happy. Now, I'm not saying this as an excuse. I'm not saying that every single time somebody's pissed you can just go, oh, we can't make everybody happy. Oh, some people are just going to be pissed off no matter what you do. Because that's what weak-ass business owners do. They'll always say, we can't make everybody happy. You'll show up to work a half hour late and somebody will be sitting there for a half hour waiting for you, and some business owners will have the excuse, you just can't make everybody happy. You should make 99% of the people that come to your business happy. But when you meet that 1%, that will send you a 6-page email at 3 in the fucking morning telling you how you are a liar for giving them what you showed them, what they agreed to take, you cannot make them happy. And you need to learn how to reinvest that 99% of the time that you will spend on 1% of the assholes into the people that will actually give you money. There was a person named John that used to work here who had a great saying. It was something like 70% of your problems will be caused by 30% of your client base. And this is only acceptable if that 30% of your client base is making you 99% of your money. If that 1% is not making you at least 50% of your money, just tell them that they got to go. And accept that as a business owner, that you cannot make everybody happy. Here's what's going to happen. When you try to make everybody happy and you fail, you will start to become cynical. You will become jaded. And on that 99% that you actually have a shot at making happy, you're going to start to piss them off because you're going to be so cynical, so jaded, so much of just a prick and a piece of shit, like one of those old curmudgeon technicians that I talk about that just hates everything and just sees every customer as a piece of shit. You're going to be one of those people to the customers that you actually need to be nice to, that you actually have the energy to be nice to, had you not wasted your effort on that 1% that you could never make happy. I want you to go away from this video learning how to spot these people and learning how to be okay with telling them, I'm sorry, I cannot help you. But you haven't told you fix this. I'm sorry, you cannot help you. But I'll pay you. I'm sorry, I cannot help you. But what do I need it done today? I'm sorry, I cannot help you. That's all you got to say. Those 6 words are all you have to say. I'm sorry, I cannot help you.